All right, all right. Psalm 34 and 19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. I want to preach tonight. I feel the Holy Ghost in here, but I want to preach tonight. There is purpose in your affliction. Now that watch this. There's purpose in your affliction, but tell your neighbor to say, God will deliver. Oh, I ain't said it like you mean it. I need you to get some conviction, get some forceful faith on tonight. The kingdom of heaven suffers violence, but the violent take it by force. Look at somebody and say, God will deliver. Before I start preaching and teaching, if you already believe it, I need to open your mouth and shout and thank God and deliverance for advance. Hey, glory, glory. Thank you, Jesus, tonight. All right. Take a seat in the presence of the Lord. Thank you, Jesus, on tonight. Shout out the Lord. I feel something in my feet. Look at your neighbor and say, there's some deliverance that I haven't seen yet, but that doesn't affect what I already know. Hold on. If you already know he's about to do something, I dare you to jump up your feet and start dancing right now. Somebody just got a shout of praise. Give it. Hey! Look at your neighbor and say, I know. There's just some things that ain't up for discussion. I know. I'm about to take your seat if you can on tonight. Somebody, if you know, just open your mouth and shout, thank you. I need everybody corporately, I need everybody to open their mouth and shout, thank you, Jesus. God bless you tonight. There is purpose in your affliction, and God will deliver. New Living Translation reads like this. It says it like this in the New Living Translation. It said, the righteous person faces many troubles, but the Lord comes to rescue him each time. It's interesting, my brothers and sisters, on tonight, that when we face a sudden and expected trial in our lives, our common response is, I didn't need this right now. Not now. This is the wrong time. This ain't the right time. This is just not the time for this to be happening. Has anybody in here ever had that type of response? And many times we don't have the right, because we don't have the right perspective, we don't even realize, watch this, that God has a purpose in our pain. And so, because we don't have the right perspective, our problems and our tribulations tend to stress us out. Look at your neighbor and say, you got to get rid of the stress in your life. You got to get rid of the stress. Stress is considered, or would be defined as, the pressure of tension that is placed on an object or person and our response to tense situations. And so, watch this. Let me present to you tonight some symptoms of stress. Ask your neighbor, do you know if you're stressed out or not? Symptoms of stress. Memory problems. I can't remember where I put my keys at. Memory problems. You can't concentrate. Your mind all over the place. Stick with me tonight. Poor judgment. You make bad decisions because you feel desperate and on the spot. And so normally when you would have good judgment about something, you tend to make rash decisions. Poor judgment. Symptoms of stress. You see only the negative. You see the glass as half empty and not half full. Constant worrying. Everything worries your mind. Everything is on your mind. And you consider possibilities that haven't even happened yet. Constant worrying. Moodiness. Short temper. I just want to ask you, what? You just got, your temper's just short. You just blow off at any little thing. Why you bothering me? You're just short tempered. You can't relax. General unhappiness. Nothing makes you happy. Nothing. You cannot do, no matter how you explain it to them, how good they got it, you tell them they're not on the street like the homeless person, and they still don't realize the good things that God is. Just general unhappiness. Then symptoms of stress. Eating more or eating less. Let's deal with the eating more. You don't even get the bowl, but you put the spoon in the ice cream box. Y'all don't feel what I'm saying. Y'all ain't even here tonight. My God, eating more or eating less because you're depressed. You won't eat at all. And then I know this is nobody in here, but use of alcohol or drugs to relax. Use of alcohol or drugs. Symptoms of stress. Ask your neighbor, do you fall under any one of those kind of symptoms? Do you have any of those symptoms? Y'all afraid to ask somebody. Y'all afraid. We got to be careful. Because stress in our lives, or when we allow problems to stress us, it can bring about behavior that we don't want to happen or see in our lives. We got to be careful of stress. And so when you look at the text tonight, it begins to point us to something about affliction. The psalmist here writes, and he dives right into it in verse 19. If you allow me to go straight there in verse 19, and he says, many are the afflictions of the righteous. Stop right there. The psalmist begins to declare, be honest and transparent, and it says, wait, righteous people have a dilemma. And so he begins to show us, watch this in verse 19, the dilemma in affliction. He says, what's the dilemma is just not I have affliction, but the dilemma is it's a lot of stuff going on at one time. Oh my God, watch this. And it's going on with righteous folk, which says to us, just because there are problems and tension in your life, it don't mean you ain't saved. It don't mean you're not praying. It don't mean you're not seeking God. It doesn't mean you're not doing the necessary things concerning holiness. Oh, but I came to tell somebody the fact that you are doing the right thing will sometimes bring affliction right to your atmosphere. Oh my God. But understand affliction, the dilemma in affliction, that many are the affliction. Here it is, testing and trials are necessary for the development of our faith. Let me say it one more time. Testing and trials are necessary for the development of our faith. According to James 1, according to James chapter 1, it says, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into divers temptation, different temptation and test, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But then let patience have her perfect work, that you may be entire and complete, wanting nothing. Look at your neighbor and say, I'm being developed in this. I'm being developed so that I'm coming to a place where I'm learning how to be content with whatever state I'm in. Oh my God, doesn't mean I don't want to go to another dimension. Doesn't mean I don't want to go to another level. But where I am right now, I can see the goodness of God in my situation. And I got a question for you. Where you are right now, are you content? Can you see the goodness of God in your situation? Where you're still breathing. Is anybody still breathing? You still got the activities of your limbs. My God, you still got a mouth to holler and to call on the name of Jesus. Oh my God, you are still alive, and as long as you are still alive, there is hope for something better. Look at your neighbor, say something better is on the way. Something better. Something. I just need to know if you expect it. Testing and trials are necessary. Look at somebody, say it's necessary. Oh my God. If the saints of God would get this concept and perspective to understand, yes, what I'm going through may be hard, it may be tough, but if it's necessary for the development of me and my character, then I got to make sure I give God praise in this, because God knows what he's doing. I come to find out, yes, God wants you happy, but sometimes he's more concerned about your holiness than your happiness. In other words, watch this, he is more concerned, do you have character? Do you have integrity? Do you have what it takes, watch this, to take stuff? And watch this, do you have what it takes to love people in spite of what they do? See, you don't get to that place unless you've been tested. You can't really testify. You know, some of y'all steal your grandmom's testimony and your great-grandmom's testimony, but you'll never have a real testimony to say, I know that God did this until I've been in a test and come through a test. Is there anybody in here that's been tested, that's been in pain, that's been hurt, and can say, through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. Through it all, I've learned to trust his word. And if you're like me on tonight, oh my God, I made sure that even during my time of trial in affliction, that I made sure I never came to a place place of discouragement. Y'all know my story when my arm, when I was in a car accident, I broke my arm, and the enemy was trying to fight my mind as best as he could to bring me to a place of discouragement and tell me some things or a certain part of my life was over and it would never come back that the way it needed to come back. Has anybody ever experienced that conversation with the enemy? Oh my God. But saints and believers, on tonight, you got to come to the place with your relationship with God and understand the power and the authority that you have on the inside that says, I don't have to take or have this conversation with the enemy. And you got to learn how to immediately rebuke the devil. Even if your situation don't change, your mind can change. Oh my God. It is the victory of the believer that can be sick in their body but well in their mind. Y'all don't know what I mean. I mean, in your mind, you believe you're healed. When my arm was broke, I still saw myself playing the organ. When my arm was broke, I still saw myself getting back in the gym any day. I was rushing the surgeon to get the cap off my arm. Doctor, you need to take this thing off my arm. My arm feel like it's about to bust out, jump out, because that's what I felt. That's what I saw. That's what I told myself. I told my arm, you are coming back to 100% full recovery, even though the doctor said it'll never be 100%. But I just come to the place in faith and realizing what God can do. Whose report shall you believe? And I need some people to stand on the word of God and say, no matter what comes my way, I shall believe the report of the day. See, there's two types of reports. There's two types of reports, but tap somebody on your road and say, neighbor, you got to make a choice. Whose report you going to? I know how you feel, but your feelings lying to you. And you can never walk by, y'all don't have to agree with me if you don't want to, but you can never walk by true faith if you're always guided by your feelings. Because your feelings will tell you it'll never get better. Your feelings will tell you I don't feel like. Come on, y'all don't want to be real with me. Come on, I had days I just didn't feel like it. I don't feel like it today. Oh my God, I remember when I first came back to church and the doctor said I still needed to sit in for about 2 more weeks, but I told myself and my feelings, I said we're going to get our hips up, we're going to put this big old cast up on the side of this little thing where you can rest your arm in this little vehicle they gave me to rent, and we're going to drive with this one hand on the way to church. I told somebody I was driving to church the first time I came back to church, and they began to bring up all the dangers of me driving with one hand, and I said my legs still working, and my hand is still good. I got enough. Watch this. I got enough. I got what it takes to get it done to do what I need to do. Look at your neighbor and say, everything ain't wrong. Use what you got. Oh my God, there was a man that was blind. His name was Blind Bartimaeus. And his eyes didn't work, but the devil forgot he still had his mouth. And even though he didn't have vision, he was still able to open his mouth and cry out and say, Lord. Oh my God. And this is what you got to realize, even in the midst of your affliction, God is saying there's still a purpose, and use what does work. Y'all ain't in here tonight, but shake somebody's hand and say the enemy is trying to handicap you from your head to your toe, but make the devil a liar. Say, I'm going to use what I got to get God's attention. I'm going to use what I got to give him glory. I'm going to use what I got to give him honor. I'm going to use what I got to give. If you still got something to use, I dare you to shout it to give God. I dare you to give God glory. Y'all ain't using them. Some of you got your legs, won't use your legs. Some of you got your hands, won't use your hands. But I might be hurt right now, but I can still lift my hands and say, Lord, I could have been dead, but you're still alive on the inside of me. Lord, I could be depressed right now, but because you are my joy, you are my strength. Can you holler out to somebody and say, he is my joy, he is my peace, he is my strength. And so watch this. Somebody shout, dilemma. The dilemma. Yeah, all the days of your life you're going to have, you may experience some dilemmas in your life. Oh my God, but I like when I keep reading, because when I keep reading, he says, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but then he says, the Lord delivereth. And he puts a little word in front of it to put some emphasis on it, to let you know, watch this, there is a shift. Oh my God, somebody say shift. He says, even in the midst of my dilemma, watch this, there is a discharge out of affliction. Y'all missed it right there. He says, in the midst of my problems and my tension, God is about to deliver or discharge me from this. And he puts a word in front of everything, and he says, but, in other words, he says, watch this, that God is about to change something in my life, that my affliction can't stop and the devil can't stop. And what you got to know is that God is such a powerful God that when it's time for you to be delivered, the affliction or whatever is going on in your life, the enemy forces can't stop what God is about to do. Look at somebody on your row. I feel like preaching in here. And look at your neighbor and say, you're about to be discharged. I think one of the terminologies that you use in the hospital, since I was in the hospital, Minister Allen can probably relate to this also, is when you've been in the hospital for a while, you tend, when they're about to let you go, you say they are about to discharge me. Is that correct? Okay. All right. I just want to make sure y'all are here tonight. And what it's saying is, watch this, I'm here right now, but I'm about to be released. And here's what God is saying on tonight. Tonight is your night. I'm talking about people that been praising God. I'm talking about people that been, is there anybody here that been praising God through it? Is there anybody that been trusting God through it? And here's what God says tonight. God says you are about to be released from it. Oh my God, I wish I had about 5 praisers and understand, watch this. I don't intend to make or set up a permanent residence in a place that was only meant to be temporary. Oh my God, let me say it one more time. I don't intend to set up permanent residence in a place that was only meant to be temporary. Here it is tonight. We've been indoors for a night. In other words, watch this. Don't you get comfortable feeling like that, looking like that, or dealing with that. It wasn't meant to last forever. It's only temporary. Look at your neighbor and say, don't you set up camp there. Don't you bring your sleeping bag. Don't you get cable there. Y'all don't just put no furniture there. Don't you set up permanent residence there, because you are not going to be there for long. It is only temporary. I wish I had some praisers in here. Look at somebody on your road. Say, don't get comfortable and used to this. It's only temporary. Once the lesson is learned, I'm out of here. I'm getting out this place and I'm moving to another dimension. As a matter of fact, even though I'm still in it, I'm already out in my mind. I'm already out in my spirit. Because when you understand what the Lord is trying to do, oh my God, for my God shall supply. He's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask. And he's trying to get me to the exceeding abundant place. But sometime before you come into overflow and abundance, you got to go down. Oh my God. Sometimes it looks like it gets worse before it gets better. But then look at your neighbor and say, baby, I declare that this is only temporary. And you are about to see the purpose of God for this affliction. Shake somebody's hand and say, neighbor, you're about to see purpose in it. What is purpose? The intended result. Oh my God, what you say? What you say? What results come out of affliction? Yeah, I'm telling you, results coming out of affliction. The devil meant death, but God meant results. Oh my God. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, get ready for your best season. Get ready for results. Get ready for problems to be solved. Get ready for situations to be resolved. Get ready for manifestation to come forth, because God is about to discharge you from your affliction. Y'all don't want it tonight, but find about 2 people that want it and say, neighbor, you've been discharged. Y'all don't want it. Maybe y'all comfortable in it. Maybe y'all got used to it. Maybe you said this is going to be the way of life for the rest of my life. But I bind up that spirit. I bind up that devil and say, this is not the place that God has designed for you to be. It's only temporary. Shout and say, it's only temporary. But then when you look at the text, I feel good in the sanctuary. When you look at the text, the Lord delivereth. Watch this. There's a shift. But then the Lord delivereth him. Somebody say him. Him, her, whoever is in affliction, righteous people, whoever that might be. And so watch this, in the midst of my dilemma, God discharges me, but then when he discharges me, he makes my discharge distinctive. Look at somebody, see, that's why, you know what, let me go back to Griffin, because y'all don't want it tonight. But my God, he makes it distinctive. In other words, watch this. He comes in and he makes it personal. Look at your neighbor and say, this is personal tonight. Oh my God. I don't know how he's going to do it for your life. But tonight I know he's coming straight for my life. And he's going to do something personal. Oh, one thing I like about the Lord is God is distinguishing the people that believe from the people that don't. Oh my God. There is a test. There is an affliction. There is a problem that will show you whether you really believe God or not. And he's distinguishing those that, watch this, know how to stand and haven't done all but to stand. It's interesting when you look at Ephesians chapter 6, one of the things that it tells you to put on is the helmet of salvation. Because the battle of doubt and negativity is in the mind. And so ultimately what the writer Paul says in Ephesians 6 is, he says you got to learn how to guard your mind. Because if you can defeat it in your mind, you'll defeat it in your life. If you can defeat it in your thought process, you can defeat it in your life. Even the text that we used earlier today in Isaiah chapter 43 talks about remember not the former things. Look at that word remember, remember, remember. It deals with a memory, and memories always have everything to do with the mind. Touch your mind tonight and say, God, purge my mind. Oh, I'm looking for people with the mind of Christ that want to think like God thinks, that want to talk like God thoughts. God, give me God thoughts. Give me thoughts that promote health and well-being. Give me thoughts that promote prosperity. I know there's poverty all around me, but God, I still believe that you're the one that causes me not to walk in lack. Is there anybody believe that tonight is your prosperous season? Oh my God, he makes it distinctive. And he says, watch this, I'm coming for my people. I ain't coming for everybody. Watch this, there are people, come on, we see them on a award show and they say giving honor to God, but they ain't gave God their life. I ain't coming for everybody, but I'm coming for the people that are committed and dedicated, oh my God, to my word. I'm coming for people that are dedicated and committed to my plan. Is there anybody out here that's dedicated and committed to his plan? Touch yourself and say, God is coming to get me out. God is coming to rescue me. Oh my God, look at somebody on your row and say, this is your day of rescue. This is your day of release. This is your day of discharge. Oh my God. He says, watch this, he says, the Lord delivereth him out of them all. Oh my God. In other words, watch this, there is a deadline of affliction. In other words, watch this, once you're out, you're not going back. Oh my, I guess y'all used to going back. But look at somebody on your road, say, once God brings me out, oh my God, he didn't bring me out to go back to what he brought me out of. The worst thing you can do is trip over something that's already behind you. The worst thing that you can do is stumble over something that God has pushed you forward in. The deadline of affliction. He brings them out of every one of them all. Check out the text. He says, many are the affliction of the righteous. There's a lot of stuff in my life. Oh my God. But once I realize who God really is and what he's about to do and have the right perspective, just as many things, I wish I had a church here, just as many things that are going on in my life, he's about to deliver me from every one of them. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, let's take a few minutes and let's have a little church in here. Look at your neighbor and tell them this tonight. Say, God ain't gonna miss nothing in this this season of your life. He's going to straighten out I wish I had a church in here. He's going to straighten out everything that needs to be straightened. And is there anybody like me that believes God in this season, that he's going to make it personal, and he's going to deliver me out of them all? Look at your neighbor and say, all means all. He's going to do it all. He's not going to miss a period. He's not going to miss an explanation. He's not going to miss a detail. But he is going to take time to see about me. And is there anybody that can testify on this Sunday evening that I didn't drive from where I drove from, that I didn't come tonight for a tickling word, just something to make me feel good, but I came tonight to let the devil know that whatever you try, how much you try, no matter how intense it gets, that God is about to deliver me from every one of my struggles. Pull somebody real good and say, neighbor, if you really believe that God is going to deliver you from every one, tell your neighbor, say, I dare you to praise him for every trial that he's about to take you out of. I dare you to give him glory for every tribulation that he's bringing you up out of. I dare you to shout and give God your best praise, because he is about to release you from it all. Would you look at somebody behind you and say, neighbor, I speak release from your life. Tell your neighbor, I declare that this affliction that you're going through, that tonight is your night of discharge. Yeah. Look at somebody and say, the devil is defeated. The devil is alive. And what he meant for bad, God is shifting and he's turning around for my good. Look at somebody and tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, I'm going to trust in the Lord, because any day I'm looking for God. I preach with you or without you. I'm looking for God to deliver me, not from financial troubles, not just from people trouble, but I'm looking for God to deliver me out of them all. Look at somebody and say, he's the If you got 8 afflictions and issues that you're dealing with, I dare you to turn around 8 times and say, God is turning around. God is delivering out of them. God is making ways out of those rivers in the desert, ways in the wilderness. Yeah. Somebody shout and give God the glory. Somebody give God the honor. Now hold on. Prophesy to somebody and say, neighbor, the reason why I'm praising him like I'm praising him. Say, this is my day. Because it's personal, it's personal. Tell them, this is my day. And I've been waiting for this day for a while. Tell them, this is my day. That God is going to deliver me out of them all. Now, if you really believe it's all, you got to put your hand. You got to be kind of ghetto with it. You got to put your hand with it and be like, oh, whatever it is, how many are the way, he's going to deliver me out of them all. Somebody shout and say, oh, yes, he is. He will. Oh, God, I feel the anointing right there. Somebody get your good churchy voice and say, he will. Y'all don't want to have church tonight. But look at somebody say, neighbor, I need you to speak up and say, he will. Yes, he will. The dilemma, the discharge, there's a deadline. I'm so glad that trouble don't last always. Watch this. You can complain. You can be negative about your situation and extend the time.
My God.
Children of Israel were an example of that. People that complained murmured before the Lord. And they stayed in the wilderness longer than they were supposed to. Woo. Come on, look at your neighbor. Say, don't extend your stay. This is not extended stay. Come on, somebody. Everybody stand to your feet tonight. There is purpose in your affliction. The only purpose is for God to develop me and to shape me and to mold me. There's some bad attitudes that you need to get out your life. And sometimes I'm not until you come up against affliction that you decide. You know, what I come to find out about affliction will push us to do things that we normally wouldn't do.
Yes, sir.
It'll push us to change stuff about ourselves. And sometimes God will allow it in your life because you won't do it yourself.
Come on, sir.
Lift those hands tonight. I've done it down tonight. I've done it down tonight. But lift those hands tonight. Don't be discouraged by what you're dealing with, because something better is coming out of this. According to our text, it teaches us of a God that's powerful enough to deal with anything that we're going through. Many are the affliction of the righteous. Some of you tonight have been dealing with some hard stuff. Hard stuff. Hard stuff. And God has a word for you tonight. It says, I will deliver you from them all. Lift those hands in the building tonight, and we're not going to be long tonight, but lift those hands in the building, because there's a reshaping of your faith that God is bringing you to a place to understand who he really is. That this is the season that God don't want you guessing anymore. Guessing game is over. But this is the season that he's bringing you into that unashamedly, with no doubt in your mind, you'll be able to decree who your God is in your life. Lift those hands all over the building. Begin to worship the Lord right there. Believe God like you've never believed him. God, we're trusting you in this season. Oh, Shianda Bohosha Baba. He Shianda Bohosha. There's something bigger than me. There's something greater than me. There's something beyond these four walls that's about to take place in my life. That you are reshaping me and restructuring my life to bring me forth in this season so that the world can see what real gold looks like. Woo! Come on, lift those hands and begin to worship the Lord all over the building. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Hallelujah! Oh, glory, 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 glory. He's doing a work in your life. He's doing a reshaping, a restructuring in your life tonight. And he makes you a promise, I will deliver you. Come on, raise your faith, raise the trust, raise your expectation, raise your hope.